Welcome back, you all, for Chapter 11 of CHD 208. And this chapter, we're going to be talking about supporting quality curriculum. Understanding the many factors that constitute quality and impact today's curriculum decisions is a monumental task for directors who must understand developmentally appropriate practices, early learning content standards, accountability, appropriate assessment, school readiness, achievement gaps, and teaching children in poverty, along with teaching children with disabilities or those that might be second English language learners. As the educational leader of an early childhood program, the director needs to be aware of curriculum requirements that constitute a quality program and that support the center's mission. The director is responsible for ensuring that all teachers in the center know that everyone is accountable for offering a high quality program each and every single day. The curriculum should be a part of the center's culture, which means that it reflects the culture of the children and families who use the center and its programs, and is also informed by the culture of the professionals who design and implement it. Parents should see evidence of curriculum in the parent handbook and should hear about it informally during drop off and pickup, transition times, and more formally during the center's open house events or parent conferences. By meeting regularly with teacher teams to discuss the curriculum that is evolving in each classroom, the director can clearly articulate the importance placed on curriculum quality. So let's dig on in and see about how the director supports quality curriculum. So first of all, we need to establish exactly what is curriculum. So if you've been in any of my classes before, you know that we say curriculum is what you teach and how you teach it. So your book defines curriculum as all the organized educational experiences provided for children by the early childhood program that take place inside the classroom or beyond, involving educators, family members, and other people within the community. So mainly, one thing we have to realize is that curriculum encompasses a whole lot, okay? It's all the experiences that go on inside the classroom and outside of the classroom, and that involve the teachers in the class that are in the center, the family, and then also other people that are in the community. So the teacher nor the director are solely responsible for the curriculum. It's all the people that are involved. So what are some indicators of an effective curriculum? The curriculum is comprehensive, meaning it's all encompassing, takes care of everything. Children are active and engaged. The goals are clear and they're shared by all the constituents, everybody that's going to be involved with the curriculum. It's evidence-based. It's valued content is learned through investigation, play, and focused intentional teaching. Curriculum builds on prior learning and experience. Professional standards are included so that it validates the curriculum's subject matter content and that it is going to benefit the children. Child-centered practice has been synonymous with quality for many early childhood professionals. However, the meaning of the phrase is not conclusive, as more than 40 definitions have appeared in literature about what is a child-centered curriculum. So one of the simplest interpretations of child-centered curriculum is that it encourages a curriculum to focus on the child's interests. It should attempt to balance the requirements of building a secure, socially responsive environment in which all individual and group interests are respected, and attention to progress and the acquisition of academic skills. So a child-centered curriculum focuses on the individual and or group interest. in an environment that is conducive to learning, and while you are checking on the progress of their acquisition of, are they getting what you're teaching them? Okay, so that goes back to assessment. So what is the role of the adult in a classroom? If a child-centered approach is favored in the center in which you work, the director's approach may be to encourage teachers to let children solve their own problems and be responsible for their own activities and achievements. However, there are times when there should be a bit of teacher intervention, and that might be just the right thing to do in order for the children to be successful. So I put a little blurb from your book, and I just copied it straight from your book. And you know that we have talked numerous times about Vygotsky, and Vygotsky coined the phrase "zone of proximal development." And what he means by that is it's the difference between what a child can do on their own, or compared with what the child can do with a little bit of adult help. So here's what we know about the role of the teacher in the classroom. Children can accomplish some task on their own after trying hard. Some tasks can be too easy, or some can be too difficult. Children are going to get restless and bored when the toys or the tasks are way too easy, but then they're going to feel frustrated when they're too challenging, and maybe they're going to act out or just quit. So Vygotsky thought teachers are priceless in supporting child learning and accomplishments when a task is just a tiny bit too difficult at the child's present level of development. And hence, that's when he coined that term, zone of proximal development. How does the teacher communicate the use of play to support learning and development? Most early childhood teachers believe play is a necessary component to an effective curriculum. It is absolutely a vehicle for learning and for young children. However, people outside of our field, including many parents, often miss the connection between play and learning, and unless its value is explained proactively and consistently, they may question its value. So one of the reasons that some teachers have difficulty explaining what children learn during play is that many teachers use that free play as a time to do other things, like paperwork, that kind of thing. Or sometimes they're not even involved in the children's play. If you're over it, not involved with the children, then you don't really know what's going on with the children. So while play is an ideal time for children to practice evolving skills that can be enhanced with the support of an adult, many teachers use free choice or playtime to attend to housekeeping, paperwork, or other classroom organizational duties. So make it a habit not to do that. How does the teacher plan and integrate curriculum? Teachers plan curriculum experiences that integrate children's learning within and across the domains. So we know those 4 domains to be the physical, social, emotional, and cognitive domains. So you're going to plan your curriculum so that it encompasses all 4 of those domains across all of the discipline areas. So the discipline areas are language, literacy, math, social studies, science, art, music, physical education, and health. Directors' jobs are going to be to guide teachers into reflective and intentional planning that connect learning in deep and meaningful ways. Now, reflective means to plan something and then actually go back and look at it a little closer. Did it work? What do you need to change in order for it to be meaningful for the children? And intentional means it's planned. You just don't leave it to chance. Like, you are doing the things you need to do in order for it to be intentional, okay? Planning will encourage teachers to design experiences that allow children to explore, investigate, and understand concepts deeply. So that's one of the major benefits of planning and integrating curriculum. So what are some helpful steps in planning? Well, First, you need to identify your theme and then how the related subjects are going to relate in that theme. Brainstorm. Get everybody together and let everybody come up with ideas and throw different ideas in so that you have lots to choose from. Two heads are better than one. So brainstorm. Identify the desired learning outcomes. What do you want them to know when you get done? If you don't know what you want them to know, then why are you doing it? So you got to identify those learning outcomes, and then you got to prepare for teaching, making sure you have all your materials, your books, your songs. What are you going to do in each center? That's how you're going to plan in order to develop effective curriculum. How are early learning and development standards implemented? By the year 2010, all states have developed or are in the process of developing early learning content standards. So that's a big win-win for for the field of early childhood education. So that is 11 years ago. So 11 years ago, all the states were already on their way to making sure that we have standards that guide what we do. The role of the director in addressing content standards in the curriculum is to work with teachers to establish a planning process that includes standards, but does not allow standards to be taught as a series of disconnected activities. Content standards should not drive the curriculum, but they must be addressed in connected, accurate, and meaningful ways. So we know that what we're delivering to children has to be connected and meaningful. So, assessment supported or assessment driven? Assessment data is an important tool for teachers who are engaged in intentional teaching and is considered to be an essential component of a quality curriculum. As I have told you many, many times, you must inspect what you expect. So if you expect children to be able to do something, then you have to inspect it or assess it in order for it to guide your curriculum. So that wraps us up for chapter 11, supporting quality curriculum. There are several videos and supplementary materials located in Blackboard to help you further understand this concept. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or your instructor. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week.